having all sorts of issues at the moment. So we'll see what happens there. So yeah, let me just switch across and see whether we're working here. We can get to this main chat window. Looks like I'm live. I'm still struggling to see what's happening. Let me just refresh this. We'll make sure we're cooking with gas here. Hope everyone had a cracking weekend. I am live. There's 24 people here. Right, so whether I'll be able to see the comments are starting to roll now. I think let's just get this all set up, and looks like Monday Night Live is live on the YouTube as well. So welcome everyone. Great to see you here. Let's get crazy, and I'll play the Monday Night Live tune. So, welcome everyone. Sorry about, I'm piggybacking on Nikki's night. Nikki normally does the Tuesday Night Live. Very interesting chat about some four-wheel drives and some other stuff today. So I just poured myself a drink. There. Of course, someone won a Coiltech hat over there. This is the actual prizes. And gemstone identification little kit. That's great for the kids. So I was trying to set things up here, so I didn't quite catch who won that. So congratulations if you won that. It's yeah, sensational. We like giving away things here on Tuesday Night Live. So wonderful Tuesday Night Live. So there's a few things happening today, tonight. We've got. I'm going to embarrass myself. So. And show you something that I didn't really want to show, but yes. We're going to have a bit of a recap of what happened to the lease. Then we're also going to... I'm actually going to put something I didn't really want to do. I'm just going to verbally talk you through what I see the difference between a 5000, GPX 5000, GPX 6000, and a 7000. We're going to do the 5 versus 6 versus 7 chat. So yes, that's what we're going to do there tonight. So that's going to be there. We're going to talk about the lease. We're going to quickly talk about the Palmer. There's some cool specimens coming out of the Palmer. You'll see that on the Palmerville page. If you're not on the Palmerville page, get on the whatchamacallit, the Palmerville page, because there's some cool stuff coming out there. So yeah, so I see Johnny Hobo's in the house. Very sad day, mate. I'm thinking about you, Smokey. So yeah, I saw that come up, mate. And very sad. Hard to let him go, but there's off to a better place, I suppose. So, righto. Golden Bay, New Zealand. Jeff King. Welcome, Jeff King. I think I've seen that name before, but yeah. The mighty New Zealand. Bob Fix is here. Brad Chandler. Spiro. Nico Polopoulos. You're loud and clear. Beautiful. Thanks, mate. Adrian, there's a lot of people here. Nikki Bailey, of course, doing her live just before this one. Actually, it's about 20 minutes before this one, because I was behind the 8 ball sort of thing. What country are you in? I'm in the world's greatest country, Queensland. It's almost like we're in countries now, Matty. So Joe and Ray White, Jeff King, Glenn, David Sodden. Hi, RPN over on the YouTube. So yeah, so Glenn there looking 5 versus 6 versus 7. I've spent a stack of time looking at those 3 machines in detail on the Palmer. So I and lots of experienced users, lots of inexperienced users. So I've got some cracking insight. So you'll be astounded that I've come up with this. So yeah, many people are. So look a bit red like the helicopter I've been in. Yes, I'm going to. That's part of me making a goose out of myself. So Spiro Nikolopoulos. I reckon I've got it there. That was it. Rocky Gold Hunting Prospecting. Jenko's Gold. Jenko's Gold. I think he's got a pretty decent YouTube channel actually. Neil Taylor Smith. Cool hair. Yes, the unkept, get it away from my ears haircut. So it's going to be adjusted at some stage. Hopefully before I head back up the Palmer, which I'm doing this week. And I'll tell you what machine I am taking to the Palmer as part of my 5 versus 6 versus 7 little chat we're going to go on. But will I embarrass myself first? How many people are on? 124. That's enough. So let me just get it loaded up here. Oh, did I even put it up? I may not have even put it up. I don't even think I loaded it. Oh well, we won't be able to can't do it then. Oh well, that's a disaster. So out of everything, I didn't. Doesn't look like I loaded it. So oh well, what do we do there? We'll go and get it. So just give me a minute. It's a horrible photo of me in a chopper. That is quite... And it explains the whole what I think of choppers. It really does explain what I think of choppers. Right? So, yeah. Here, look, okay, it's coming. It's coming. So, here is me. Oh, I don't know what I've done there. Right, let me get it across here. So, here we go. We don't have hire machines up at Palmer yet, but we were working to it. Rafael Quintero, I think. What's up, Gold Diggers MD High from Las Vegas? Well done, mate. Handle broke on a mug. Got another. We haven't got any at the moment, Dave. We'll get you some. Yeah, so you've done it this way to keep us in surprise. Yeah, I didn't really want to share this photo. But, you know me, I'm more than happy to take the mickey out of myself, that's for sure. So, I don't like helicopters, right? I really don't like helicopters. I hate the bloody things, right? And although I have a lot of faith in Tony, the pilot, who is not in this shot, right? This chopper, he's a mustering pilot, right? Well, I should set the story, right? So I had to go to a meeting first up at one of the mine sites for the area meeting. Let's just say called an area meeting, right? So anyway, up I go, and one of the ladies there made the greatest curried eggs, right? And let me tell you, I was not shy about smashing the curried eggs. Right? I absolutely smashed the curried eggs. So big belly full of curried eggs. And then, so the meeting finished about 11, lunchtime in the chopper, right? Go and have a look at, we saw some amazing things. Don't get me wrong. I loved it, right? So, anyway, I've been in choppers before. I've confirmed that I don't like choppers, right? I know that for a fact. I haven't talked about the prize yet either. We've got a prize here. So I get in the backseat of this chopper, right, with Johnny. We're shoulder to shoulder, right? Shoulder to shoulder. I'm sitting behind the pilot because it's got a bar there you can hang on to, right? And I figured that the pilot's in front of me. He's going to do what he can to save himself, right? So, and we're sitting shoulder to shoulder, right? And I don't know how you shut the doors on the back of the chopper with two people in the back seat, but there was no doors for my trip, no doors at all, right? So, a little tiny 4-seater. So you're sitting there, and this arm is basically outside the choppers, right? Outside the chopper, right? So I thought, oh, this will be good. Anyway, I was right. I was confirmed. I don't like choppers. So this is the picture that someone took of me. Look at the absolute joy in people's faces going on a chopper ride, right? And there's me in the back scrambling to get my seatbelt on, right? Everyone else is having a ball. I'm going, bloody hell, here we go again. Get that bloody thing tied up. So anyway, that was that was my chopper ride. So he's a very good pilot, right? Very, very good pilot. But that also meant that the helicopter spent half the time on this side, half the time on that side. I was like, oh my God. So anyway, yeah, I'm not too keen on going on a chopper again. So, yeah, that was exactly how that chopper ride went. It was exactly like that. That's how I felt. Yes. No, I held it together. I held all my bodily functions together. I did feel like vomiting about half a dozen times. But I held it all together. We went into some cool spots. We landed on top of some like virgin river wash. We didn't find any gold. We were only we were only there for. We dropped into a couple of spots for half an hour, 20 minutes. So, but yeah. So anyway. And then we went up and saw the rock art, which was incredible to see. I'll show you a little bit more of that on another night. I haven't got it up here. We'll do it. I'm back up the Palmer for next Monday night. I'm going to try and take a green screen with me so I can put some of these photos up. So yeah, but yeah. So that was my chopper experience, and this was a photo behind me tonight. Is a photo taken from the chopper, right? Now, to be absolutely perfectly clear, I didn't take a single photo or video from inside the chopper, right? Simply because I couldn't reach my phone because I was hanging onto that bar in front of me, right? So, but someone else took this photo for me. That I'm using, so thank you very much for the photographer. But yes, I was not a happy camper. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mentioned it to the pilot about halfway through the trip, and he said, "Oh, all right, we'll take it easy," and which he did. Really, he really did take it easy. So, yeah, but if you're wondering what I'm doing, this is the prize, tonight's prize, which I'm opening with a pen, which is how organised I normally am. So, but yeah, so, but yeah, lots of fun. Not really lots of fun to get into those areas and have a look at some of that spot. But I would have preferred to spend 2 days walking into those spots than getting on that whirligig thing. So yeah, prizes. We've got a prize tonight. So people are like Johnny Hobo started something here. He wants me to shave my hair off for charity. Yeah, no troubles at all. I'll do that. $12. $12 hardly worth the effort though. So yeah, So yeah. Did you have my eyes closed? No, I didn't. But I at times there, I was focusing on the horizon pretty well because I was not a happy camper sort of thing. So, yeah. So, yeah. No, I love that. So, yeah, he took it easy. He told me a story actually when I said to him, "Oh, I'm not too keen on this, and I'm not a good flyer." And he told me a story about a bloke that was sitting in the back seat who didn't speak up to him and didn't let him know he was going crook. And this bloke in the back seat just vomited, and it went everywhere in this. It's a little tiny chopper, like you squeezed in this bloody, not much room there. Apparently, it hit him in the back of the head, hit the pilot in the back of the head, all over the windscreen. They were just fighting to find somewhere to put it down to clean it out. So, yeah, no, but yeah, happy days. So, yeah. Wasn't going in a chopper your plan to locate, fly in, fly out locations? Absolutely, we're doing that. Absolutely, we're doing that. But I'm not the only prospect with improved ground, and I prefer not to get on a chopper. So, there you go. So, a couple of rums would not have helped Minelab Pilbara Gold Prospecting TM. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, we're still doing it. No, I haven't been drinking. So, I'll donate 100 for a Mohawk. Jesus. This might turn out to be something here. Yeah. Lots of gullies. Yes, Gavin, there is lots of gullies. It is this picture here. Let me just see if I can let's alter this here a little bit so you can have a look at this picture. Because, I don't know what's going on with my mouse tonight. So, let me just, so, let me just do this. This is a better way to do it. Right, and let's just turn off those social buttons there. Right, so here's the picture without me in the road, right? So, in fact, we'll just go all the way across and get those comments out of the road, right? But let me just go back here and we'll select this image. So this image, right, this is only a small part of the image. So I'm just going to scroll here, right? And I was going to scroll through this and we'll just transition this across here. So that's the image a bit further. Oh, what have I've mucked something up here. Let me put that back. Right, and we'll just go to the image. Cancel that. Right. This is the sort of stuff. Right. Now that looks fairly flat. As Gavin was saying, lots of hills, lots of gullies up at Palmer. And there is. It's mental. But that looks flat. It ain't flat. Right. So, yeah, it's not flat. So, but that's the mighty... Well, actually, that's not the mighty Palmer. I'll mark this up. This will take me half an hour to put this back together. Now I've pulled it apart. Yeah, so that's the Palmer running through there. So, yeah, so there's the Palmer. Yeah, so, yeah, we'll just put... I'll fix this back up now. Make me a bit bigger. Put the social media buttons back on. There we go. And I'll just transition back across. And bingo. Not bingo. It didn't work. I think my mouse is just about due for new buttons. So, yeah, it's a phenomenal place sort of thing. So, it's a phenomenal, amazing place. So, just full on. But yeah, it's good fun though. Yeah, it does look brilliant from the air. So I'm back up there in the next few days, Cameron. So yeah, it's yeah. Addy, any snakes up there? There's snakes everywhere in the bush. There is some up there in the Palmer. Yeah, so there's snakes everywhere in the bush. Yeah, they don't. They just want to get out of your road most of the time, so they don't worry you too. So, yeah. How long are you up this trip? That's an unknown thing. I've got some stuff to sort out. There's been a couple of issues that I want to sort out. Yeah, so absolutely good. So, question: do you have you done any panning yet? Oh, I've panned a few creeks to do a bit of prospecting, but haven't done a whole stack of panning. So, yeah. So, and the fossicking area is 238 square kilometres. Right, it's a big lump of an area. Like, it's more than what you see in that picture behind me. More than that. So, all these pictures, and you try and tell us you're working. Yeah, Bill, that's exactly right. So, tonight's prize, before I put it down, I almost put it down. The Brute Magnet. How good are these? Let's have a look here. In this kit, I did a bit of this. This is the small one. I didn't show it. So you got a bit of rope with a couple of carabiners on the end. Got a set of gloves, right? Thread locker to make sure that your hook, the hook, your eyelet doesn't come off. Struggle there. Your eyelet doesn't come off the magnet, and then in a good padded carry case as well. So this magnet isn't going to stick to too much, you know. Not going to destroy things, is your magnet. Now, that magnet looks like a small magnet. It's not. Do not, I can speak from experience, do not stick any of these fishing magnets to your car, right? Or we stuck it to a steel beam once, right? We've done all sorts of things. We stuck it to a pick once. It was almost impossible to get off. I thought I'd have to sell the pick with the magnet. But don't stick it to anything you don't want it stuck to, because they are hard to get off. So, in a good little carry case where no one's going to get hurt, if you got kids around like I have, these clips are hard to get off, but actually the one I've got, I've put a little, there's a hole there, like on all these space cases, I'll put a little padlock through there. So, because they will hurt you if you get your finger between that and a bit of steel. So, yes. So that's what we're giving away tonight. One prize, this will be a runners-up prize of some soap. We're going to get some soap going as for the opposite platform that doesn't win. So if YouTube wins the magnet, Facebook will get some soap, and vice versa. You know what I mean? We've done this before. So, no, it's a cool prize, magnet fishing. So, I actually been thinking about it. Maybe I should take one up the Palmer with me. See what's in some of those lagoons. So, yes. Issue number 1, Steve Redding. Warwick pay dirt. Important. Right. Warwick pay dirt. We're endeavouring to get some pay dirt happening. We'll get on to the lease in a second. For fear of restarting this snake conversation, ring me. If you're worried about snakes, get some Double D snake gaiters. They're leather. They're non-metallic. They're Velcro, right? These last got used for whippersnipping around my house because they're very good for that. They protect your legs. Very, very good heavy-duty leather gaiters. If you don't like this colour, they come in another leather colour. There's also canvas ones. I like these leather ones because the leather ones seem to stick out a little bit more and they seem a bit cooler. So they're my gaiters ready to go up to the Palmer. I didn't have a set of gaiters. I am quite confident most of the year with long pants. Every time you see me in the bush, I'm wearing long pants. I'm not wearing shorts. I'm not wearing thongs. I'm wearing boots and long pants, right? I'm not wearing pants that are really tight around my ankles. I'm wearing fairly loose pants. I like these Bisley Flex and Move stretchy bloody canvas looking pants. They're nice and cool in the heat. So that's what I like to wear, right? So, and they're baggy enough around the ankle, so you don't need to necessarily, it gives you an extra bit of protection for snake bite. However, coming into this time of year, October, November, it's breeding season. They can get a bit fired up. Then I pull the gaiters out from the shed, from the whippersnapper, and I wear them. So don't worry too much about snakes, for sure. So, yes. Right. So, so I've got behind on messages here talking about snakes. So, magnet fishing. So we'll have to do a video on magnet fishing in the Palmer. So I'll have to float around on a bloody bucket or something or other because there's no boat up there. So yes. So I've got some special SDCs there. I did mention this on today's live. So tomorrow, right? Tomorrow you need to ring me on the Daylight helpline. You need to speak to me. I have 3. You can't buy it online. You can't buy it anywhere else, right? $39.50, right? There's 3 only, right? Now $39.50. That's about $250 off what we normally do. So we're going to just turn and burn them. I haven't told Annette about this yet, so I'll probably be in trouble. But you need to speak to me on that number over there, and I will sort it for you. So, yeah. So, $39.50. It's only for you guys, though. There is currently 162 people there. If any of you are looking for an SDC, ring me tomorrow on that number, and I will sort you one. So, yeah. Adrian Bailey shop was looking great today. Yeah, Annette has done a phenomenal job on that. So, yeah, it's a surprise. There's Annette on Palmerville Gold. Surprise! We're doing a special on SDCs, but it is only phone. I'm not advertising it, right? It's just for you, 162 people. If you want one, I've got 3 here. We're going to sort them out and move them on. So, yeah. Yes, Dave McGregor from Tassie here. Yeah. Yeah, Glenn, I have a synthetic gaiters and the legs sweat. I need a leather pair. I used to wear, and I'm not criticising these Snake Protect gaiters. They're really thick, and it's what the snake catchers use, right? Now, I'm sure they give you more protection. Well, I don't know whether they give you more protection than these leather ones, because that leather's pretty thick. But the Snake Protect ones are very good. But what happens is, with age and use, they get a bit floppy and they want to sit down. They scrunch up on your legs a little bit, and I found them very hot, very, very, very hot. So, yes. Ben Moses, I've never seen a snake catcher wear gaiters. No, mate, neither have I, to be honest with you. That's how they, that's how they advertise them, though. So, yes. Howdy all. How much for 7,000 delivered in Victoria? Terry, talk to me tomorrow. I got a 7,000. We'll work it. No problem at all. Is the Palmerville leave page up? Palmerville Gold page is up, if that's what you're talking about. So, do SDC come with a bracket so they don't fall over in the bush? Could have come in handy for someone on the weekend. Yes, there is a bracket you can get that clamps to the SDC and has got 2 little legs coming off it, and it holds it up much better in the bush. So, yeah. So, Stephen Ford in the house, mate. Hope you're feeling better. The cabin's finished, yes. The cabins are just about finished yet. I've got one more we've got to do the Rangers hut. We're going to get into that next week. I've got some tidy up work to do on one, just some paint, little fiddly bits of painting and stuff that I'm not happy with. And then I've got to move the internet out of one into a box on the outside and put the kitchen in it with the fridge in it. And then I have 3 functioning huts available for rent. So, yes. Ring the boss for the bargains. Good work, Jason. Ring the boss for the bargains. So, yeah, we'll see what we can do with that. So, Spurs sluicing. Let's get on to Spurs sluicing. Golden Spur, thank you, Matty. I hadn't forgotten about it. But so, amazing weekend. Let me get on to some pictures here. We'll get rid of me looking terrified on a chopper there, and we'll put up this first picture. Oh, well, this first picture, it probably should be the last picture. So, lots, and I mean lots of kids out on the weekend. Sorry, I'm just getting this all right sized here. Oh, you'll get the drift. Lots of kids out there on the weekend. It was heaps of fun with the kids. Finn had a ball. All the kids got a bag of our gemstone paper. Here's the king of the kids with the hat on there, teaching the kids how to pluck gems out of their sieves. Yeah, so great weekend. The kids had a ball. Finn is worn out. Yes, worn out. So, but yeah, it was very, very, very cool. They had a lot of fun there, sort of thing. So, then let's see this one, and the kids were involved in the panning competition as well. So there's a Brux pick that has been custom made. It's in gold. So it was a gold, not plated, painted, gold painted pick. So there was 3 of them for the winners. That family there, I forget the name of that family. I should have it here. Won the panning competition. Very closely followed by Jason Waters. Jace had a great weekend. Him and his wife out there. And I'm just looking at the phone here to find out what everyone's names are, because that's Sherwood family won that one. So they smashed the panning. They did do well there. So they won a gold pick. And then, this is Aussie Gold Addiction. Mr. Christian Tucker won the detecting. I think he ended up with about 8 grams for the weekend. Absolutely smashing it with his 6,000 out in Warwick. Really, really, really good. So, yeah. Just to give you an idea, Net's put Palmerville Gold has put their Jason panned over a ton of dirt. So just mental stuff that the guys were working hard on. But Aussie Gold Addiction on Facebook page, get over there. If Christian's here, say good day, put a link up, do something like that, mate. Yeah. I'm going to get to the rocks in the fire, let me tell you. So it was, it was really, really good. Right, so let's get on to this next photo here. My mouse, I think, is going flat because it is almost, almost unusable. Oh, we got that one turned off. Let's get this one turned on. Come on. I've got to turn that one off now. Got the wrong one open. I had it turned off and it turned back on. There we go. It turned off, turned on. So every afternoon we did a weigh up. We did a little prize draw. Of course, now that button won't work. So here's one of the weigh ups. We're weighing it all up. We had to dry it all off and dry it all off, get the weights, get the accurate weights. A bit of scrutineering going on, making sure no one was cheating, all that sort of thing. Jay was the head scrutineer wandering around. And really, I'm very, very lucky because Jay and Annette organised this. Here's Jay and Nathan, actually. Jay over this shoulder here. Jay really organised it, and it was an amazing weekend. Between Jay and Annette, I was swanning about, apparently working in the Palmer. Great weekend. Let's see if here's another likely candidate. Jason Kemp was out in the weekend. It was good to sit there and have a chat to Jason. Of course, there's a lot of Jasons out there. Too many Jasons for my liking, but and there was a lot of this sort of stuff. It was a really good community event. So lots and lots of people out there just meeting. Oh, here we go. Right, this is the bit that I'm most stoked about. Right, this bloke here. Right, this bloke here has been working pretty hard at getting himself a piece of gold. Well, it happened on the weekend. Here we go. There he is, the big man, Vernon. Vernon got himself I think it was a .34. So he worked very hard with his GP machine. Went and snagged. Sorry, I've got my arm over the goal there. Worked very hard. Got himself a nice little piece from the lease there. I think it was actually off the lease. So here we go. There it is there. 3-4 it was. .34. So well done, Vernon. Well done, mate. Worked hard for it. Persistence wins the game. Persistent wins the game. So, well done, Vernon. It was good to see you get a bit. The first one was is always the hardest to get. So, yeah. And of course, I didn't get a picture of him, but Todd Commons made a guest appearance. Sasquatch himself was out at the lease. So the big Sasquatch truck. It was very, very, very good sort of thing. So now this is the other thing I wanted to share. These guys had been going for a fair while, looking for we're in the first goals. So this here is Kim. If I can, normally that button works. This is Kim, right? Kim got herself a new Brux pick, new pink one, of course. That all the money goes to charity. And Kim went up the road and got her first bit too. So I think it was about 0.6 that bit. So well done, Kim. Couple of firsts on the weekend. Really, really excited to first bits of gold coming out of the ground. That's sort of what gets me going, because people buzz when they get the first piece of gold. So well done, Kim. Well done, Vernon. So it's very, very good for you guys. I love it when you. I love it when people get their first bit of gold. It is just sensational. So guys, all you need to do to enter the comp to win this magnet that you don't want to stick your finger between the magnet and a piece of steel is to make a comment in the chat bar. So whether you're on YouTube or on the Facebook, right? Make a comment, go into the draw. We're going to draw this shortly. We're just going to do we're going to have a quick conversation about 5s, 6s and 7s. Because really, okay, let's do that now, right? 5s, 6s and 7s. Feel free to disagree with me. Feel free to tell me I'm a lunatic. Won't be the worst thing I've been called this week. But 5s, 6s and 7s, right? So I think they're all good, right? So what actually in the comments, guys, we're not doing the numbers game. Forget about all these numbers. I'm going to ask you in the comments, right? Seeing if we can get bit of a consensus. if you didn't own a gold machine, right? What gold machine would you go out and buy? You can only buy one, right? You can only buy a 5,000, a 6,000, or a 7,000. We'll leave the SDC and the others out of it for a minute. All right? What would you buy? 5, 6, or 7? We can talk about 45s, 400, 4,000s, GP Extremes, all that other stuff. But we're just doing a comparison with 5s, 6s, and 7s at the moment. And then let me just see what's going on. 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 6, 6, 6. Oh, a couple of 5s. I was looking for the 5s. 5,000, 6, 7s. 6s. Yeah, forget about price. I'm talking about what machine you'd buy, right? Forget about price for the 5, 6, 7 comparison. Just forget about price. What would you buy? Right? Right. 45. Someone, Murray, you're sticking with the 45. Right. Let me tell you my experience. Right, 7, 7s, 5s, 6s, yep. Excavator. Who said that? Someone said excavator. Yep. Right, so, okay. Let me just tell you, I can fit this in really, really shortly, right? Really, really easily. If you're a weekend prospector, right, who doesn't do it full time, right, the 6 is a phenomenal machine. Absolutely outstanding. The 6,000 will just about do everything, right? It's good because you don't have to use it, right, regularly to be good at it, okay? So the 6,000 is a proper turn on and go machine. Now, people say, what about all the coil options with the 5? Right? Yes. If you're a very experienced operator and you are using the machine a lot, you can't put a 5,000 in the shed, right? Leave it alone for 3 months, then pick it up and be at 100% capacity. It's a machine that you need to practice with and get good at and get good at and get good at. While to a degree the 6 is the same, the more you use it, the better you get. You can seriously pull it out of the shed, turn it on, and you're away, right? So, now back to the 5. In some circumstances, right, I think with aftermarket coils, right, the 5,000 will get similar-ish results, right? I think in some circumstances, right, you could probably get better results with the 5,000. Now, people might say, oh, I don't know about that. But when you're talking big giant coils, big deep things, small little Sadie coils, the 5,000 adds a giant amount of flexibility. But I look at the 5,000 as someone that's going to do it regularly and practice with it. And for that reason, the 6,000 wins, right? For most people, right? Now, when we talk about the 7, when we talk about the big dog, right? If I had a criticism of the 6,000, right? And what makes it good for a weekend prospector? Someone who picks the detector up once a month and wants to go and find a piece of gold, right? Is that you'll probably do that with the 6,000, right? With me, and I can probably dumb the machine down, but that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Some of those, it finds such small targets that I find it, from an efficiency point of view, right, I can muck around on a numbers of occasions. I've been outclassed weight-wise in the same area on the Palmer, right, by 5s and 7s, having the 6, because I spent all day mucking around with these little tiny pieces, right? Now, not saying that it won't find big deep stuff. In fact, I dug a Coke can at 1.2 metres on the Palmer with it. But there is so much of that little fine gold that you seem to spend all day digging it, right? And yeah, you might get 20 or 30 or 40 pieces for the day, but the 5,000 and the 7,000 users end up with more weight, right? And we're talking about experienced users sort of thing. I don't think a lot of people could go up there and compete with these guys. These guys are basically full-timers, right? So the machine I'm taking to the Palmer with me this trip is a 7,000, right? Simply because, right, it will go small, right? But it's still a big dog. It'll still go deeper. It's still, I think, on those 2 gram and above pieces will punch deeper than what most things do. The 7 is still the king, right? The other advantage I have with the 7 that you can't do with the 5 and the 6 is really I use it as a bulldozer, right? I am seriously knocking rocks out of the road, knocking sticks out of the road. Now, I'm not saying the 5,000's going to break or the 6,000 going to break. I just feel like it will. It's that robustness that I love. So, that is my summary of... Now, I'm going to read the comments in a minute because I've purposely been ignoring them not to get distracted. But that is my summary of what I think of these machines. So, and that's why I'm putting a 7 in the kit bag this trip. And yes. Johnny Hobo, what coil would I use on the 7? I'm a big fan of the 12-inch nugget finder, which I don't have at the moment. I'm taking a 14-inch up with me. However, I think I would put a 12-inch nugget finder on it. But it's such a... I think the performance is about the same. Like, I don't think the performance is that much better, right? Well, it probably is, right? But the coil's so much lighter. I can get away with... I can get away without using a harness with the 12-inch nugget finder coil, where I can't do that with a 14 sort of thing. So, yeah. And yes, so that's what I think. So, what do we got here? What's everyone saying? So, SDC gives me a sore arm after a few days. Couldn't imagine 7,000. Now, Cameron, I get... Cameron says gets a sore arm after swinging the SDC for a few days. Couldn't imagine swinging a 7. Now, Cameron, the thing I find with the SDC, right, is that I don't know whether it's just me, but it wants to twist in my arm all the time. I feel like I've got to grab it sometimes and use my second hand. You know what I mean? It seems to twist, right? And I think it's because the machine's not so narrow, it doesn't have a lot of stability in your hand, and you're doing a lot of this business. You're twisting it around to get it into places. I actually find it more comfortable to detect with the 7,000 than I do with the SDC. Even though it's heavier, right? I just feel like it's more ergonomic, right? The bigger machines tend to be more ergonomic than that SDC, right? I love the SDC. Annette used one for a long time on that SDC, but you just feel like you need a swing arm on it or something just to lock yourself in and do that motion rather than this motion. And that's using your arm to swing a machine is what tires you out. If you lock it with a swing arm and do this motion, it makes a giant difference sort of thing. So So if your FDC's knocking you about, get a swing arm for it. Right, we've got them in the shop here. Maybe we should do a special on swing arms. And that'll kill me. But swing arms will make your SDC much more comfortable. So get a swing arm on it, mate. That'll fix it. Let me just run through these thingos. Lionel Jurds here. Love a 6,000. Simplified absolutely with a 6,000. Get a 5. Get on it. Yep. Tuesday Night Live. It is Tuesday Night Live. Now, I want to say this though. I've left this out of the equation. Every machine will miss gold. Okay? Don't care. People say, no, I cleaned that out. No, you didn't. Every machine misses gold. Okay? So, you could go over a patch, and this has happened recently at Warwick. You could go over a patch with 7s, 5s, 45s, 4,000s, SDCs, whatever you like, right? And that could be complete, not a noise in it, right? Perfectly silent, right? You bring a brand new machine on it, and I don't care whether we're talking about a 6,000 or a Garrett ATX, right? I don't care, right? Every machine hears different gold differently. So there is machines, there's gold that the 5 doesn't hear, the 7 doesn't hear, but the 6 will pick it up, right? Maybe not the ATX, but the 6 will pick it up, right? So, there's one advantage to having the 6 at the moment is that there's not many of them gone over old ground. And old ground, you will find will bring more nuggets out with the new machine, new technology. That's why you do areas with a different coil or different settings, is it changes the machine up. You'll hear different gold, okay, that you haven't heard before. So, yeah, Dave Smith, 7,000 still 9,499. What coil would you use on the 7? I think I answered that. 3 more weeks of lockdown. I need to train some brain. I don't know how people are doing it. Yeah. Someone agrees with me. Dave Allen there. What's your summary of explaining rocks? Don't worry, Amanda. I'm getting to that. Look at them all. 5,007. Compare off each other and go with the one that will work better in the ground we have here. Yeah, Steve. What I'm saying really is that by the time you throw a few extra coils at a 5, and by the time, you might put the 17 by 13 coil on the 6,000 and the 7, right? There's probably not a giant. Everyone thinks, there's this giant gap between them. There's probably not a giant gap between them, So that's what I'm really saying. So, yeah. Still looking. Nicky's looking for a sponsor for the 6,000. Yeah, me too. So, yeah. Right. Give us a user functions one day in comparison to the 5,000. I will, mate. This could be a hard. This could be a hard live stream to end actually, because currently, it's come back to life. The mouse wasn't doing anything there for a minute. So, right. Yeah, Murray says even with a swing up, still twist. Mate, it improves it though. So, yeah. Yeah, Clyde, the 6,000 won't punch as deep as the 7. So, Zach loves it up here. Great, Zach. You've said it a few times there. Nikki Bailey's doing a live with a snake catcher next week. What for? Jeez, I don't know. I don't know whether I'd be keen on that. So, yeah. So, Gem Q, have I tried the new Garrett Gold machine? Well, it's not really a new Garrett Gold machine. It's actually our White's machine. So, yeah. Yeah. So, Jason Johnson, best call for a 45 or a few. I think you're pretty close to. Pardon me. I think you wouldn't go far wrong with 11-inch coil tech. You choose between these. Nugget Finder 12-inch, Nugget Finder 15-inch, Nugget Finder 14x9, Nugget Finder 17x13. Right. If you really want to get tricky with your 45 and cover all bases, put that 8x6. It's not an Evo, it's an Advantage coil on from Nugget Finder. It's a beautiful little Sadie coil, that. So, yeah. So, yeah, so 40, that's the coils for the 45 and really the 5, rather the same, you know. But, yeah, so, yeah. Yeah. So, high RPM. If we're talking about yield of gold, high RPM is dead set. Right. So where do you say? Comes a lot down to the person hanging on the machine. Absolutely. There is 3 things. I think I've broken it down to 3 things. Right? Right equipment, knowing how to use it. Right? So that's your machine. How do I run the machine? Right? Second thing is, am I in the right spot where there's gold, and do I know how to trace it and follow it and find a piece of gold? Right? That's the third of it. And I think the biggest thing with the whole thing is attitude, right? If your headspace isn't right, you're bugging, right? And that's confidence. That's having the confidence in your machine, your confidence in the ability to go and find gold, right? You get those 3 things right, okay? It reduces the amount of luck in the equation to not nothing, but almost nothing, right? It becomes an actual process you go through. It's not luck. It's not just, I've got to stumble over a bit. It is actually, yeah. So, yeah. Right. How's the magnet last in salt water? It'd last fine, mate, if you rinsed it off every time you used it. So, yeah. Scott McGregor sprayed his with plastic dip. Went all right. That'd be all right. Yes. Money. Jason, the great information all I need now is money. Money. Vernon, yes, next level training. I'm going to take my hat off to Mick and Jay from Next Level Training. They put a voucher up on the weekend. Absolutely fantastic of them. I think Vernon won that one, and someone else won. Red won. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Right. So. Righto, everyone's concerned about I'm going to forget to draw the magnets, but before I do that, right? Exploding rocks, right? I've had some funny campfire discussions. So, I got told on the weekend, right, that the dry rocks around the fire were exploding. I didn't witness it, right? Has anyone witnessed dry rocks exploding, right? I know wet river rocks that have to be really, really wet. Slate will explode. Here we go. This is what we need. We need some geological experience with regard to exploding rock. in the fire. So yeah, I'm very, very concerned about this. We had a long discussion there, Amanda and I, about the exploding rock situation. So yeah, concrete and slate will explode. Concrete explodes. Sandstone spitting. Yeah, spitting. It wasn't. It was. They're talking about exploding. It was like, you know, like the old timers put quartz in there to break the quartz up. But you know, to crumble the quartz down so they could crush it easily. So certain ones do. Layered stones explode. Oh, it's just that siltstone around the fire. They're only dry when you throw them in. No, they were telling me they were exploding, right? And I've gone, what a load of rubbish, right? And yeah, no. Does quartz absorb water? It will do to a degree. Round rocks hold water pretty good. Oh, river rocks. Yeah, I wouldn't throw an old river rock in. This was broken shale from the pit. Amanda, tell that to my little toe. Amanda, that was only it was probably a twig, right? That had a bit of sap in it or something. They'd flicked a twig out. Throw a cold rock in a hot fire, it's going to pop. Pop? We're talking about exploding, like rock flying everywhere. Amanda's toe apparently is severely injured from an exploding rock. I worry about it. Bauxite will explode. Don't lick rocks. Thanks, Nikki. Your input's outstanding. I haven't had any issues with exploding rocks. Check those broken rocks. Yep. You got me. Righto. That's it. Right? I haven't forgotten, mate. Magnet. Something fell off there. I got a bit carried away. Magnets. The wonderful world of magnets. So let me just load this in the comment thing, and we'll see if we can get a thing going here. If I can get my mouse to work. I think I need to shout myself a new mouse battery immediately after this show, I think, because this one is not the greatest thing in the world. Here we go. Let's have a look here. Jason Waters. Oh, the aerosol story. I'll tell an aerosol story another day. I can't tell the aerosol story now. I'll be here all night because that is a crazy story. I wasn't. That was mental. So, but yeah. So let me just fire this up here. I don't know whether I can. So, righto, that's it. I'm going to push the button. And we're going to run into the comments selector. So I'm pushing that button now, and the comment selector will roll through. And it stops on Ian Penrose. Ian Penrose. Congratulations, Ian Penrose. You won a magnet kit. Bruce. It's called Bruce. Bruce the magnet. Right? Now, I've got to go off camera here for a minute. I've got to get over here. Gold Digger soap. Gold Digger soap. So we've just got to narrow this down to YouTube now. So the YouTube... Don't think that improved the mouse overly. Maybe if I shut that. No. Nothing's working. Oh, here we go. Live. Here we go. Maybe it's slow. Maybe it's... No, it's not working. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to not use my comment picker. Just going to open this here and I'm going to scroll. Hang on a tick. We're waiting. We're waiting. Here we go. Let's scroll now. Okay, Glenn Fazza. Glenn Fazza, congratulations. You won a bit of Gold Digger soap. It's very, very flash. Gold Digger soap. This one is 4X Gold Beer Fragrance. Right, so apparently it's very good for your hair. What's happened to mine? Been washing it in beer. Not really, but you know, what do you do? So, let me see if I can get these comments back up again. This mouse is beyond a joke here. Here he goes. So, yes. So, congratulations, guys. Contact me on Messenger about the prizes because I'm having a mouse issue and I may not be able to close this show the way this is going. So, yes. So, guys, thank you very much. See you next Monday night. We're going to try and do a show like this with pictures on a green screen from the Palmer River, which is just there. Next week, next Monday night. So, please come and join us. And thank you very much for watching.
Thanks guys for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe and call us on the Daylight Helpline. See you next time.